So today we're going to make some art. Let's see how many times my computer wants to die before we can finish this video. I also want to make it very clear that I am in no way professional. I'm basically self-taught up until like last year. So basically what I'm trying to say is don't take my advice too seriously. Like, there's no wrong way to do art. Anyway, why don't we just start? Okay, so why don't we just start off with drawing a normal head? That seems like something good to start off with, I guess. So we'll just start with drawing a plain old circle, and then we'll just add a cross to that, and that's our guidelines. And then we'll just start sketching in the actual face, and then we'll delete the guidelines, because we don't need them, we're too good for them, you know? Okay, great, now we have a plain old face that we can do whatever the hell we want with. So who am I going to draw instead of this Slenderman looking fella, you ask? Well, of course, that's going to be Mikke, because I have no imagination. So what I always start with is drawing the nose, and it's just going to be very rough at first, and it's in the middle of the face, which is always a good way of telling that you're drawing the face right, I guess. And then the next thing I always draw is the mouth, and it's just really basic like that. Oh, and then we have the eyes, and yeah, eyes are fun to draw, right? So depending on the mood of the character, I always draw the eyes different. Either I just draw a circle, or I draw a line and then connect the line beneath it, or something like that. I always freehand it, I have no real way of drawing eyes. So let's just draw this man tired as always, so we just draw a line and then connect that beneath that. I don't really know, you see how I do it. Hell yeah, now we got eyes, let's detail this now. Just add some lines above that and then just add the eyebrows. And you can draw the eyebrows however the hell you want, because honestly I don't really know what I do half of the time when I draw. I actually don't know what I do all the time when I draw. That's actually a good point that I can make. I have no idea what I'm doing when I draw. Alright, so I don't really want him to be a ghost in this case because that's boring. So let's just give him some irises. And that's just drawing a circle where it's good, I guess. Where it doesn't look bad, and then just add a dot to the middle of that. Let's give this man some ears, why don't we? So we just extend the jaw upwards a bit, and then we draw an ear. And that's just like that, and then detail that, and boom, you got an ear! Congratulations, you can now hear, you are no longer deaf, congratulations. Alright, so as we all know, Mikke is not bald, so I always start with the fringe when I draw hair, and it's just some spikes forwards in this case, and it really depends on what style of hair you're drawing. And then, as an extra guideline, you just add some lines to mark out where the skull of the character is, and then you just add hair on top of that. Hell yeah, he's no longer bald, so now I can delete these guidelines, and I did that very poorly, as I can see here. This is all pre-recorded, I'm recording the audio separately. Anyway, let's add the neck, why don't we? So I always add the one at the back of the head first, and then I add the front of the neck. And there you have it, he's done, he's finished, beautiful. Okay, so I actually don't have the patience to make a longer video explaining more art things, so this is just going to have to be the first part. I might do more of these actually, now that I think about it, but I hope you learned something at least.